Hi everyone! So, something that came out of our last Student Staff Partnership Forum was that many of our students and staff as well are finding it really hard at the moment to stay motivated. So, we thought it would be really lovely to put together some videos and some tips and tricks from our lovely community on what they find helpful to stay motivated. So, I'll kick us off, and something that I find really helpful is just moving away from the space that I usually work in. So if I feel like I'm not getting anywhere and I've hit a bit of a wall, I will just go and stand in the window for a bit, or I'll sit on the sofa instead with my laptop for a while. And I find that just changing spaces for a short moment just refreshes my mind and helps me to keep going.
Hello, I'm Kat from the Skills team. My top tip for staying motivated is to have something that you see on a regular basis that reminds you why you're doing it, or reminds you something good about yourself. So this is my example. This is in my bedroom. I've got notes that people have sent me about how I've helped them or what I'm good at. I've got pictures of places that I want to go to again, or things that I enjoy doing. And I've also got some pictures of myself as a little girl to remind me to be kind to myself when I'm feeling low. So as a student, the kind of things that might work for you is perhaps some good feedback that you've had on a piece of work, or a good mark that you've had. Print it out, stick it up. Or perhaps, why have you come on this course? What are you aiming for in the future? So it could be something that represents the kind of job that you want to get after you graduate. Just make sure you put it somewhere where you're going to see it again and again.
One of the most useful pieces of advice I ever got about motivation was that it comes from action. I used to find this really helpful when I worked with art and design students several years ago, because they'd often need to get started with projects that were very creative, but they didn't know where to begin. There are lots of examples in art and design texts about how to get going with something like drawing by doing 10 quick sketches in 10 minutes, or drawing a circle 30 times to get you going. And it was always the case that the students felt that it was difficult to get started. And this is so true in writing as well, and any assignment work. So I always suggest getting going with something by doing some kind of activity. And free writing is really helpful, just starting to type, not worrying about how you're spelling things or what you're actually saying, just to get your ideas flowing. And certainly when I'm trying to do work that I don't really want to do, one of the things that I need to do is a bit of self-talk. So I might be actually saying to myself, come on, Helen, get going. And that's how I get motivated to do things. So a bit of action and a bit of self-talk.
Hello, I'm just sharing my tips on motivating myself, and I actually had an assignment due recently too, which was always really hard to get started on, but I found when I did get started, I kind of got into it and enjoyed it. So I think scheduling some time and then just sticking to that, it might not feel quite as torturous as when you kind of put it off a lot, which is easily done. The other thing is I kind of work when it works for me in a way, because if it's a weekend and I had this assignment to do, I'd probably prefer to work on it when it's dark so that I can do stuff in the garden or go for a walk in the day. And if it is sunny and I need to get on with it, then I'll sit in the sun so I can kind of soak up some rays while I'm working. Other things that motivate me are my regular chats with family and friends. Like I always know they're going to happen, and I told them about the assignments, so then I could, if I needed to leave earlier, they understood and they were encouraging me, just telling people. And just have something small to look forward to, whether it is those chats with family and friends. I like to chat to my neighbours. I like food a lot, so I often have food to look forward to. And yeah, I really wish you all the best of luck with staying motivated, but keep in touch with people, and hopefully if you've got others that know what you're doing and what you're trying to achieve, they will be able to help you. Bye for now.
I think one of my main tips for staying motivated is maybe taking off some of the pressure to feel that we need to be motivated all of the time, and maybe instead be a little bit kinder to ourselves. This idea that we have to be giving 100% all of the time, that the sun's always going to be shining, we're going to be skipping down the street whistling, feeling completely happy and motivated all the time, is utterly unrealistic. I think it's important though that on those days when we're not feeling as motivated as we might be when we're at our peak, just making sure that you get the job done, that you do something, that even if you're just doing the bare minimum, you're keeping on top of what has to be done. It mightn't be your greatest piece of work, you mightn't be doing a huge volume of work, but at least at the end of the day you've churned through the bare minimum, and sometimes good enough just has to be good enough. I think going easy on yourself and being kind to yourself is a lot more important than having to be motivated all of the time.